So this is day 5 in the drink beer, lose weight 14-day challenge. And once again, my dog is being annoying. Go away. So, drinking beer every single day, eating gas station pizza, and losing weight. And if you've been following along with my videos, you see how I've been doing it. You want to be in the video? Would that make you shut up? Look, you want to be in the video? Now are you happy? You want to be YouTube famous? If you've been following along, at this point you should know how to do the Kapalbhati, is what I covered yesterday. So today I'm going to cover the Bhastrika pranayama, which you do at the 3rd round. So that means doing the 3rd round, or 3 rounds of it. You can, on this one, do this for 3 rounds of just it. Just like you've done with the Tumo and the Kapalbhati so far. But I usually find once you hit the Bhastrika part of it, you're pretty depleted of oxygen, and you're not building quite so much heat because it's been a while since you've done the Tumo part of it. So I usually just do 1 round at the end and then start over with the Tumo. If you're able to do 3 rounds of Bhastrika at the end before going back into your Tumo, that's the ideal way to do it. I just find it to be really difficult. When I first started doing this, I did that. But now that I don't really have to do it so aggressively because I'm just trying to keep weight off so much, or more than more than actually trying to lose it at this point. Anyways, so I don't really have to try as hard, but. And then in the other video, it's going to be showing me obviously melting. Today I think I'm going to do somewhere around 30 pounds of ice. I'm going to melt with my body heat because, you can diet and exercise to lose weight. That works, but it's difficult. It takes forever. Kind of hard to stick to. It takes a lot of self-motivation. So if diet and exercise is just out for you, then this works really well, just because, it's all about burning more calories than you're consuming. So with this, if you're consuming a normal amount of calories, but then you're burning it all off, trying to maintain a 98.6 body temperature in freezing water, then, obviously the cold is uncomfortable too. One way or the other, you're going to be uncomfortable, but if that's easier for you than diet and exercise, then this may work for you. Alright, so to do Bhastrika, what you do is, with this one it's all through the nose as well, just like the Kapalbhati you just did. However, while it is all through the nose, it's not, with the Kapalbhati it's more of an exhale, and then the inhale just naturally follows. With Bhastrika, it's basically it's an even. Your inhale and your exhale should take the same length of time, and it should just be even, basically, which you can follow other videos on how to do that, but I'm going to show you the basics of how to do it. As with any other kind of meditation or breathing exercise, your spine needs to be straight, shoulders squared off, chest out, and then it's just hyperventilated breaths, just like you do with the Tumo. Difference is you use your ring finger, stick that on the opposite nostril, and then tuck your arm under, and then just even breaths. And again, you're sucking in on your exhale when you're breathing out. You're expanding your stomach on the inhale when you're breathing in. And so that's exercising your abs the whole time while you're doing this, and so that's where it helps a lot with losing belly fat. In fact, some people do just Kapalbhati and Bhastrika to lose belly fat, but I've found it to be not as effective. It takes longer, and you'd have to do it for several hours a day or something for it to be a effective weight loss. But anyways, so you're doing that, and then you basically just do the same as with Tumo. Take a big inhale at the end of your 36 breaths. Big exhale, and then that's when you're sucking your stomach in and trying to engage a stomach vacuum. where your belly button tries to meet your spinal cord. And you're holding that as long as you can. I'm not going to do it because I'm talking and doing the video, but you hold that as long as you can. Shoot for about 30 seconds, but definitely go further than that gasp reflex that makes you feel like you really have to breathe. Go a little bit further than that. Then take a big inhale through the same nostril. Expand that stomach out. Put all your air into your stomach, not in your chest. And then after you do that, your thumb locks off your other nostril, and then you tuck your chin down. And sometimes it also helps to swallow and then tuck your chin down, because if you do that, there's a feeling right about here that makes you feel like you really need to breathe. If you do that and push it down, it'll push that feeling into your stomach, and then you won't be able to feel it anymore, so you can go longer without breath. It's also in yoga and some other things like that, it's called 3 locks. You engage 3 locks. This would be your third lock, your throat lock that you would be locking off. And when you do it, you're not just dropping your chin. What you're doing is you're dropping your chin down and then bringing it back. So you're trying to give yourself like a really ugly double chin in order to engage that third lock properly. So do that. I think they're also called bandhas or some bandhas or something. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's the 3 locks basically. And then when you're done with that, you just start over and just do your just go right back into that if you're doing 3 rounds of it. But when you do it, you just did it this way, you just locked in. Now you just switch to your other nostril, go all the way through, and do your hyperventilated breaths, and then the same thing just with on the other side. If you've done each nostril, then all the way through, then that is 1 round, you're done. You can start over with your tumo, unless you're, pumped up and you're able to do 3 rounds of that. And 1 round is, each nostril is half a round. So you have to make sure both nostrils get an even amount of oxygen, because if you're doing this according to traditional thought, one nostril controls the breathing air in through that, controls the logical side of your brain. The other nostril controls the creative side of your brain. So you got creative and logical. You want to stimulate both. And then another thing that's really cool about the Bhastrika is the other health benefits that it has. Over time, it can be good for your heart. Just like cold thermogenesis, if you have a heart condition, cold thermogenesis is actually kind of dangerous for your heart. But by slowly acclimating yourself and getting better, then you're strengthening that weakness, basically. This does that. It also, the main effect that I've noticed health-wise, other than losing weight and being healthier, the main thing that I've noticed is that it clears out your nostrils, or clears out your sinuses, and helps you out with your allergies and stuff like that. But not the first time you do it. First time you do it, you may even struggle to breathe out of one of your nostrils, but just push your way through it as best as you can, and just keep doing that. And then after a month, 2 months, you'll notice that both of your nostrils have cleared out quite a bit, and you've actually gotten much better at not only doing the technique, but actually opening up your airway. So basically, it can help you with a lot of health issues and stuff that are associated with that if you do this, because it helps with all of that kind of stuff, congestion and stuff like that. So come down to about right there on the beer. There is certain things that you can take to open up your airway, a lot of bronchitis medicine and stuff like that. I can't remember exactly the name of the chemical. I'll look it up and Google it, and then I'll post a link or something. But typically you have to have a prescription to get it. I think it's something that they make meth out of. What is that stuff? Pseudoephedrine or something like that. But if you get Bronchate or some of those other things that people have used for like an ECA stack and stuff, if you do that, that will open up your airways so that you can be able to do this, because one of your sides, if you notice my nose, it's crooked, and so if you have like a crooked nose or a deviated septum or something like that, then one of your nostrils is going to be more difficult to breathe in through. And naturally, even if you are fairly healthy, one of your nostrils is going to be easier to breathe through than the other one. According to traditional ancient thought, that's because that day you're either going to be more creative or more logical, and that's what indicates or dictates that. I don't know the truthfulness of that, but what I do know is that by doing this as many times as you can, even if you're struggling to breathe, just push your way through as far as you can. Try to get your 36 breaths in, and if you can't, you can't, but go as far as you can, because the more you force air through that, the better that's going to get. Just like any other muscle or any other whatever I'm looking at the time. You know, if you just baby it and you just, oh, I can't breathe through that side, so I guess I just will do the whole thing through the other side. Well, you're actually making the condition worse by doing that. But by pushing your way through it as best as you can, then you're strengthening that weakness. Well, we're about 11 minutes in. I've got about that much of the beer left. But I've ran out of things to talk about, so I'm just going to go ahead and call it. Well, see if I can chug it. Okay, that's it for the beer. Let's get skinny.